When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see the marching band. Sorry, I can help myself. Anyway, when I was a kid, my second favorite summer destination was the water park. And every time I went, I'd do the same thing. I'd start in the wave pool, test my asthmatic lungs by sitting at the bottom of the pool, watching people swim by as I waited for the bright, buzzing horn to go off. When it did, it was my time to prove my worth as a Pisces by swim jumping through the waves like the fish I knew myself to be, inevitably ending up at the deep end just as the waves stopped. Then I'd figure out how to get back to safety without alerting my mother and the lifeguards of my miscalculation. Soon enough, I'd get back, out of breath and mildly tired, but not being a little bitch, do it at least 2 more times. Then move on to the water slides. Some would always kill me, as I was very long and very skinny. But then I'd eat hot dogs and chicken tenders that always tasted like chlorine because I refused to wash/dry my hands. All these events and activities would lead to what, in hindsight, was my favorite part: the lazy river. I get my tube, waddle run to the river-like pool, struggle a bit to get on top of the tool, and then I'd float. For what felt like hours in the best way possible. I'd stare at the sky, looking at clouds or birds flying by. I'd watch the other patrons, kids having splash fights, couples and friends conversing. I'd slowly become aware of my skin and swimsuit drying, thus making the cold water on my shins refreshing. Occasionally putting my hands in the water and slightly paddling. Humming either the song in my head or whatever music was playing on the distant speakers. It was peaceful. What would make this better would be if it coincided with the end of the day, because then the sun would be setting and I'd be slightly dozing off, but I could still appreciate that the sun was setting and the sky was orange and pink being my favorite color. I loved that. Hearing my mom after a few rotations being like, "Let's go, Jack." Then I'd flip over and get out of the tube, cold water immediately waking me up. Then after gathering our things and returning the tube, I'd go to home, tired but happy. It's been a while since I've experienced that. I'd like to experience it again sometime.